right, what up, guys? So I've been getting a lot of requests to do like a Joe Kelly mechanical breakdown and talk about the things that he does really well. So first and foremost, I apologize where I got this video. I don't remember. The second video you'll see I recorded from MLB TV. But first and foremost, when we talk about Joe Kelly, we're talking about an athletic freak of nature, right? Like there's a lot of guys like that that do things at a really high level, and sometimes it just comes down to like they can do it and we can't. But a couple things that I did want to point out when talking about Joe Kelly is his ability to obviously simplify everything with his arm path, right? People always look at him and, oh, his short arm and whatever, but he gets into efficient, powerful positions extremely quick, which minimizes the movement potential that he has to do with the rest of his body, which for me, looking at it, just simplifies everything, right? And when we talk about consistency within the pitching delivery, it's about the repeatability. So if we're simple and the things that we're doing in our delivery are simple and not complex, then our ability to repeat those on a consistent basis are probably going to be much higher, right? So this is going to be a bullpen throw, obviously not max intent, but just what I want you to see is something that I think generates a ton of ball velocity, and that's his ability to create a ton of rotational energy or torque from the way that his front hip moves and rotates to an open position while his back hip begins to rotate. So this is a frame right before he touches down with that front foot. And obviously, his hands are really efficient position. That elbow's kind of staying locked down on that back scap. And you'll see in this next clip right there that his hips begin to rotate, right? So that back hip, a lot of people kind of misinterpret this, but yeah, you want to kind of delay that rotation, but as it comes time to approach front foot strike, you actually want to begin that rotation of the hips, and then almost like not thinking about counter rotation of the upper body, but just having that shoulder be able to kind of do that counter rotation move, so that, like I said before, that rotational elastic energy, you're creating that stretch, right? I talk about the stretch a lot, and you create that stretch, you create that separation, and then you maximize that torque potential. And when it all comes time to release that, even in this clip right here, right? So again, hips almost at full rotation, at full rotational capacity, shoulder, arm still like really, really back, right? So you're a ton of torque, a ton of separation that he's creating right here. Again, this is just a bullpen clip, and then boom, kind of all at once. That's what allows effortless, velocity, right? That or one of the things that allow effortless velocity is that ability to create as much rotational energy as possible. And then another thing I want you to notice is just how smooth that finish is with that arm. There's no restrictions. There's no, I talk about this a lot too, when guys kind of start thinking about putting the ball in a certain location, that kind of gets that restriction as well. So you see guys kind of just throw it and almost guide it and, not really finish. So something that I learned watching a lot of, I believe it was Ron Wolforth talked about how the arm can only accelerate as much as it can decelerate, or something along those lines. But it really makes sense, right? Like if your ability to decelerate is really good, then you're going to be able to accelerate that arm really good too. So again, just looking at this clip here, this is going to be a little bit more higher intense, a little bit more force and tempo, but same thing, right? So like the more that we can be simple, the more simplicity we have in our delivery, I think gives us a better opportunity for us to be repeatable and consistent, and those are huge when we're talking about the delivery. But his ability to kind of keep things simple and quick, but again, watching what I just talked about, see how that rear hip is kind of almost at full rotation and he's still back here. So his thoracic spine mobility and his ability to kind of own those positions, get in those positions, and then you'll see just the way that he throws and the way that he rotates, we get a lot, he maximizes a lot of potential power output in a linear fashion, which, when we talk about the direction of things, it's extremely important. And then I guess the last thing you'll see, especially in this video, that front leg I mean, the ability of that front leg to have the stability to really stabilize that force and, you know, catapult that energy off that front leg. So great finish as well. Hopefully you got something from that, and hopefully, you know, you can learn and apply and be good. But yeah, that's my Joe Kelly breakdown. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to check out more of my breakdowns, and be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And shout out to Rake Baseball Company, the dude I'm wearing his hat. And yeah, guys, talk to you later.